would look at this and see it design.
Some people believe that discontentment has never been a bigger problem in the history of the world than it is today. Think about it. Never before have so many people had so much and yet want so much more. And some sociologists are actually saying that social media is one of the biggest driving causes of discontentment. Because what happens is when we look at other people's lives on social media, they look perfect because they're putting their best image, their filtered image forward. We're comparing our behind the scenes with other people's highlight reels. We feel like losers because we see the best of their best and we know the worst of our worst. For example, I heard two moms talking about how they had hated each other on social media. One was a working mom and she was like, I just hated you because you're like the perfect Pinterest stay-at-home mom who does crafts and structured time with her kids and made me feel so guilty. And the stay-at-home mom said, I hated you because you have a life and you're out in public and you're doing things and I haven't had my hair in anything but a ponytail, nor have I seen an adult since 2009. Here we have two people comparing and longing for what the other person has. Maybe you've been like this. You're at home all by yourself and you see your friend down on a date eating lobster and you're eating lean cuisine and you don't even like lean cuisine. Or you see your friend at the gym and he's doing his selfie muscle pictures and you're like single-handedly trying to get Hostess out of bankruptcy yourself, and you're like, I feel so bad about myself. And never before in the history of the world could we so accurately measure popularity. When I was a kid, we just had to kind of randomly guess that we weren't popular. Like, yeah, I'm not so popular, I don't think. Now you can measure it. I've only got 287 followers, and she's got 492. I'm like half as popular as she is. My picture only got 19 likes, and the one before that only had 12, and my record is 33. And every time she posts, she gets 3 digits of likes. It's just not fair. And so we compare and summarize. Everybody else's life is so much better, and my life simply sucks, okay? The more we compare with others, the less satisfied we are. In fact, researchers did a study at 2 college universities, and they had students spend half an hour on Facebook and then surveyed their feelings after a half an hour of just looking on Facebook. And what they found is 1/3 of the students felt significantly depressed, citing envy as the number one emotion of what they felt after 30 minutes of just watching what happens on Facebook. How is technology changing relationships? The first thing, if you're taking notes, is the term friend is evolving. The term friend is evolving. For example, a friend used to mean somebody that you did life with. We were together doing life. Now, a friend can be somebody that you've never met in person that follows what you say on Facebook. And so the term friend is evolving. For example, the average American Facebook user has 328 Facebook friends, but the average American says they only have 2 close friends, which is down from 6 2 decades ago, and yet 25% of Americans say they have 0 close friends. So the tension is real. You may have 328 Facebook friends, but say you've got no real and close friends, and so we can argue all day long. We've got lots of online interactivity, and yet we may have very limited personal intimacy. The term friend is evolving. The second thing, if you're taking notes, and this is really interesting to me, is that we're becoming addicted to immediate affirmation. We're becoming addicted to immediate affirmation. In other words, if I'm feeling a little bit lonely and I just want a little affirmation, I'm going to just take a selfie real quick here. Hang on, got to do this, okay. I'm going to do a better one, hang on. Oh yeah. Now, I could immediately, just right now, upload this to Instagram, and if I came back a minute later, I would have some likes. I may even have a comment. You're rocking a new hairstyle, or whatever someone might say. I could get some immediate feedback. And what's happening is we're becoming addicted to this immediate feedback. In fact, scientists will tell you that it releases a chemical in our brain called dopamine, and we are becoming so addicted to that. What did they say? Did they like it? Who liked it? How many people liked it? Why didn't she like it? She never likes my pictures. I'm not going to like hers anymore. And we are addicted to this immediate feedback, okay? And what this is doing is it is meeting a short-term need, but we are deferring a longer-term and deeper need. In fact, sociologists now have phrased what they call deferred loneliness. We feel lonely, so we post something. We say something, we get immediate feedback, and it meets a short-term need, but we are deferring a longing for intimacy into the future, and the loneliness we feel, we are deferring to another time. We are living for likes, and we're longing for love. We're hooked on this instant gratification, and it's changing the way we do relationships. How is technology changing relationships? The term friend is evolving. We're becoming addicted to immediate affirmation. And number three, perhaps most important, is we have the power to do friendship on our own terms. We now have the power to do friendship on our own terms. In other words, if Richard texts me, I have the choice to read his text, respond to it, not respond to it, get to it later. I am in control of what I do or not do, how I respond to his text. If Sam posts a picture on Instagram, I have the power to determine, is it like-worthy or not? Is it worth a double tap of my fingers? Or do I scroll right on by another stupid cat picture that I'm so sick of him posting all day long? In fact, if he posts another cat picture, I may just unfollow him because I am total and complete control of this friendship. I manage it from a distance. I will show you what part of me I want you to see. I will tell you what I want to tell you, and if I don't want to respond, I'm not going to respond. And if you post too many pictures of your product or too many duck-face selfies, I will unfollow you because I am in control of this friendship. Suddenly we wake up and the terms of friendship have started to change. And we can filter our lives and show people, this is the filtered me I want you to see. My workout partner doesn't do social media, and so he's like kind of learning as we go through this series. And we were at the gym, and he got there earlier than I did. He came running out of the locker room. He said, "Craig, come quick. There's a guy in there doing that thing you were talking about." And so we went in, and he had me kind of lean around the lockers to look. And so we're like looking like this, and there was a guy. God is my witness. In fact, guy, you might be here today, and I'm talking about you, okay? He is a maybe 22 guy, no shirt on, and he was in good shape. He was standing in front of a mirror, and he had his camera posed. He would come into the mirror like this. Click. Then he'd do it again. And he'd do it again. I'm sitting there, we're all there. I came out, we started watching. Everybody's there. The old naked man in the locker room is watching. Because there's one in every locker room. I don't know why. But there's an old naked man in every locker. They probably sit around and give out assignments like, I'll take Monday, you take Tuesday. Just hang out and be naked. Man, you don't look good naked when you're 30. You darn sure don't look good naked when you're 78. But he's there, I'm there, we're all watching this. I finally changed clothes into my workout clothes, went into the bathroom, came back out, talked to a person from Life Church, a guy said, hey, introduce himself. Probably 3 minutes or so we have a conversation. A good solid 6 minutes has gone by. I walk around the corner and guess who's there? Selfie muscle man is still going at it. I'm kind of like, put the camera down, go work out. It might get better if you try that, I don't know. The more filtered our lives become, the more we show others the me we want them to see, the more difficult it is to be authentic. Culturally, we're becoming so trained to filtering the picture and then editing perfectly the caption because the caption matters. You got to have the right hashtag, and it's got to be clever but not too clever, and it's got to be right but not looking like you're trying too hard. And we edit that perfectly, we filter it, and we send it out there so that the rest of the world can affirm us and like who we are showing them that we are. The University of Michigan did a comprehensive study on 14,000 college students between the years 1979 and 2009. And what they found was that there was a drastic decline in empathy. In fact, if you're taking notes, the results of this massive study showed that we care 40% less about other people than we did in the 1980s. 40%. Now, what's really tragic is I'm looking into the faces of a lot of people and it looks like you don't even care that I just said that. I mean, here we have a 40% drop in what we care, the way we care about other people. And I go, hope this goes fast. I'm kind of hungry today, and that's just kind of where a lot of people sit. Well, I was interested, how did they determine that number? So I did a little research in the research, and just because you might be interested, they had questions like you'd say, rank 1 to 5. 1 is the least, 5 is the highest, and you'd rank where you fall. One statement was, I sometimes try to understand my friends better at looking at things from their perspective. There was a drastic drop in people who did that. I often have tender, concerned feelings about people less fortunate than me. Significant drop. Fewer people call themselves soft-hearted than they did years ago, and others' misfortunes just don't bother us as much as they used to. 40% drop and how much we care about people, according to this study, since the 1980s. This raises the question as to why are we caring less? And there are a lot of theories, but experts argue that they believe one of the top causes is the rise in social media actually causes people to care less. But you gotta admit, we're massively more obsessed with ourselves. Studies show, and this is interesting to me, that 80% of what a person does on social media actually relates directly to the user. In other words, if I'm going on social media, I'm going to see what I'm interested in, what you're saying about me. Did you like my picture? Did you comment on it? About 80% of what we do on social media relates directly to us. And when we see something related to us, our brain releases a little chemical called dopamine, which gives us a legal buzz. Ha, I like this. And therefore, since we're looking at stuff dealing with us and dopamine is being released, our bodies are actually training us to be more self-centered. Social media can cause us to care less about other people because now our bodies are literally transforming to become more self-centered. The second reason that it can cause us to care less is that an overwhelming exposure to suffering desensitizes us. The more pain we see, oftentimes the harder it is to care. I'll give you an example. Years ago, whenever I'd see a television commercial with the starving kid from Africa with flies buzzing around his head, it would so disturb me. I felt so much inner turmoil that I would literally change the channel immediately because I didn't want to feel the guilt of living in my nice home when that was going on. Well, I've seen so much of that it doesn't bother me anymore at all. I've seen picture after picture, post after post. I can see the hungry kid, and it doesn't even bother me nearly as much as it used to because I've been desensitized to it. Also, experts are saying that because we see everything on a timeline, one post, news story post, link, we see everything on a timeline, our brain doesn't know how to differentiate which one's more important than the other. So you may be scrolling through your news feed and you see a new recipe for guacamole, followed by another football player beats his girlfriend, followed by a funny cat video, followed by an innocent reporter is beheaded in some other part of the world. And literally, our brain doesn't do well distinguishing between which one's more important, the guacamole or the beheading. And it's because it's equal on the page, it becomes more equal in our mind, and therefore we start to care less. And yet so many people are mastered by, drawn to, addicted to, compulsively checking. The default mode when you have nothing to do is reach over, pull up your phone, let it interrupt whatever you were doing, and look. In fact, just to make sure we're on the same page, I came up with the top 7 ways to know that you might be addicted to social media. Top 7 ways. Number 7, you plan your Throwback Thursdays weeks in advance. Number 6, your cat has its own Instagram page. Number 5, you look forward to going to the bathroom so you can get to level 7 on your favorite game. If you find your legs falling to sleep every time you go to the bathroom, you have an issue. Number 4, you change your Facebook profile more than a 12-year-old girl. Number 3, you sleep with your phone like a teddy bear. Number 2, you say, sorry, not sorry, in real life. And the number 1 way to know that you might be addicted to social media is if you come onto your spouse by saying, hashtag, are you in the mood? Do not do that. That is a dangerous thing. She might respond to you, hashtag, I have a headache, okay? You might be addicted to social media if all the time you find yourself looking at your phone rather than talking to the people that are there. If it bings, if you can't help but look at it, you've got to know all the time. In fact, there's a new phobia that doctors are now dealing with to help people. It's a very serious problem. It's called nomophobia, and it's not a joke. It's nomophobia, and nomo implies what you think it would be. It's the fear of not being connected through a mobile device, nomophobia. In fact, studies show that about 66% of people have extreme anxiety if they lose connection, if their batteries fail, or if their phone is not with them. In fact, for those who are 18 to 24, the number jumps to 76% of people over 3 and 4 in that age group have a massive fear of not being connected online. Here are some stats for you that I came across as I was doing research that if you take a step back from it are really quite staggering. 58% of people don't go one waking hour without checking their phone. 59% of you check email as soon as it comes in, and according to the studies, 89% of you check it daily on vacation. Teenagers, the study shows 80% of you sleep with your phone.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white.
My phone! Where's my phone?
Bro, we're late. We gotta go.